Thank you so very much for coming today and allowing me to do this.
Thank you.
For you. What happens for me is I start feeling your people before the sessions start, right? They get excited about being able to show up and have this opportunity too. So I'm going to really quickly tell you how I work, and then I have to get right into it. Today I'm meeting clients at my home. I have individuals and couples, mums and daughters coming for sessions. I'm going to be sharing messages from their loved ones who have already arrived, talking, and they have lots to say. So I'm anxious to share those messages and hopefully provide some more healing and closure for the people who will be arriving today. So I have 1, 2, 3. It's very interesting today. Everyone seems to be a theme today. I have the same amount of people coming through. So I have 2 males and 1 female that want to come through. So we'll just kind of wait and see where we go with that. All right. I have a really sharp pain on the inside of my leg. When I get that really sharp pain on the inside of my leg, it usually means a history of heart-related issues. Okay, so I'm going to the person that has the history of heart-related issues. I keep being shown though, like even though it feels like an open-closed feeling. Usually for me, when I feel the open-closed feeling, it's like surgeries or interventions of some kind related to this. Though I get this bop in the face where it's this fast, quick and unexpected, fast, quick and unexpected at the time of the passing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Definitely biologically related and definitely above you. So this is more a parental figure as well too. What's interesting for me, it feels like I have this high-pitched shrieking sound in my ear. That's just my stuff. That's not your, well, potentially it's your stuff. When they are intent on showing you that they're around and in your space, they can manipulate things. They can manipulate electronics, they can manipulate lights, they can manipulate television is what I keep hearing, but they can manipulate the television to show you that they're around. So turning up the channels, up and down with the volume, on and off. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Love it. I love it when they can do that. So it's the TV that's what I'm being shown. It's the TV. That's so super fun. So are both mom and dad crossed?
Yes.
Okay. But mom feels quieter than dad at the moment. Dad feels like he's the one that's wanting to talk first and loudest. So this stuff is more dad related than mom related. Does that make sense?
It could very well.
Okay. So the tube across the nose, who's that?
My mom.
Okay. Yeah, she keeps showing me this oxygen related. Now, it feels different for both of them because one feels faster than the other. One feels like it happens faster than the other. And one feels more like lung into my chest. So usually for me, that's more like congestive heart failure where their lungs fill up with fluid at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. They stand right beside each other like this.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Okay. I'm just trying to have some order because I think that they're both wanting to talk at the same time. They both feel that their opinions are right, and that I don't think they necessarily agree about what the other's opinion is. Okay? So we're just gonna get them to let me have some peace in my head, and we'll go one at a time, and they can both share both their stuff. When she comes in, she makes my tongue get thick. I feel it hurts up in here for me. So those are signs and symbols of like an infection that goes through my whole system, and lots of heavy medication. Does that make sense?
Partially.
Okay.
The infection part, not so much.
Okay.
You said they were blood related?
Okay.
Because I was stepmother.
All right. And a stepdad that would be crossed
No.
as well too? He's
No.
here?
I don't have a stepfather.
Oh.
I had stepmother only.
Okay.
And the infection could relate to her.
Gotcha.
So now I'm confused.
Oh, no, that's okay. This is what I show people. Let's grab this piece of paper and I'll show you. It's like this. Pretty much, it's like this in my head, okay? So if you stick this piece of paper on, you can still kind of see through this first one to this back person, right? So they could very well be stacked on top of each other, and I'm feeling both of their stuff at the same time. That's why I said I need to get them to give me some peace and chaos, like get rid of the chaos so that I can pull them apart and tell. I know that I have a person that has this open closed feeling, which is surgery related. It's definitely heart, and I keep feeling this, the tube here. She keeps making me feel this. I also have the congestive heart failure, and then I have this infection that is in my system. People stay the same, right? So whatever the personalities were like here, they carry that over there with them. A lot of times when I'm in the bigger group sessions or even the individual sessions, information comes in that feels very silly for me to share. I don't know how to validate it, and oftentimes I say that I like to be right, and despite my family thinking that it's a control issue on my part, it really isn't. It's that I want it to be so validating and evidential for my client, because this is important to them. These connections, their growth, their healing, movement forward, it's important to them. So the more that I can be correct in the information that I'm giving, the better their experience or the deeper their healing and journey can be. And so I have this really weird dynamic going on where each person has an opinion that is of their own opinion that they want to share, and trying to vie for their time. And I'm having to be like that mediator for them and go, everybody will have a turn. Just give me give me a moment to get you all separated so we know for sure clearly who we've got with us, right? But I think the stepmom was standing in behind the mom. Well, personally, I think that the mom was trying to buffer the stepmom, is what she was trying to do, and she kept stepping up front, and then your dad was trying to be loud to get her to move out of the way so that the stepmom could come up, because there's lots of healing that needs to happen with the stepmom. Yuck. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what they do is they'll show me where healing needs to take place for people that are here as well too. And because you come in together, some of this is going to be your stuff as well too, okay? So immediately your biological mom comes in. She's showing me huge issues with the stepmom. She has issues with the stepmom as well too. And
yes.
Yeah. Huge issues with the stepmom, because it feels like there's a disconnect. So mom passed, then stepmom comes in. Is that right? Okay, because she's showing she was out of the picture, somebody else came in and then did it exactly opposite to how I would have done it. So she comes in wanting to be the buffer. The stepmom comes in going, and it's really hard when she comes in because it keeps feeling like I'm having my hair pulled. That's what it feels like. Like it's very strong personality that's physical and in your face. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did she pull your hair?
No.
Okay. She's certainly getting my attention. Like this. Because she wants to tell her side of the story. When your mom, when the biological mom comes in, she keeps showing me like that when my throat closes up, when my throat gets tight, it means that there was no proper goodbyes, that she didn't get to say goodbye and you didn't get to say goodbye to her. Do you mind me asking how old you were when you left home? What your stepmom is showing me is that from the time that she came into the picture, she did her utmost to try to push everybody away as quickly as possible.
18.
Because she's showing me set like this 17, 18. 17 is what I wrote, but it's the 17, 18. And it was a push. It was not so much that you were ready to go. It was...
Oh, I was ready.
But I'm sure you're ready to escape the situation, but, you know,
Yeah. No, I understand.
emotionally heavy and not really feeling like you were ready to fly from home, right? Like, be independent. It was pushed upon you.
Never looked at it that way.
When I have all three of them here, like the mom, the dad, and the stepmom, when given the opportunity, wants to be the loudest one, and everybody backs away from her.
I wish she would just back away herself and let me hear from my mother and father.
Okay. But the thing is, where the most amount of healing needs to take place, her biggest thing is that she didn't, like, it. How I see the other side is kind of like an apartment building. Okay. If you haven't dealt with all of your stuff and you do things that amends need to be made and forgiveness needs to happen, you're kind of in this space in the apartment building. You're still with everybody else, but you're in that lower level of stuff. Where everybody else is kind of up here. She has to do that life review, understand where her amends need to be made and forgiveness so that she can keep moving up in that vibrational level. What we don't fix here, we still have to fix on the other side. And so when she comes in, she keeps making me feel like she's punched your throat. She took your voice away. It wasn't easy for you to speak your truth, that she didn't listen to your truth, nor was she interested in allowing that space for you to grow in that way. And she keeps coming in apologizing over and over that she is sorry that she did that to you. And she caused a rift between you and the rest of the family. It feels all separated and divided. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. She keeps making me feel all lower back related stuff for you as well too.
Yes.
She's saying that so energetically, what we don't understand will affect us physically. She created that for you. And it's this, so it's all lower back.
Yes.
All lower back. What she's showing me is that's all financial stuff as well too. So for me, you have to just hear me out, okay? So it's usually about carrying somebody else's stuff sometimes as well too. If she was always worried about talking about money, lack of money, worried about money, overspent money, like it's her relationship with money that can trickle down to you that you pick up as well too.
I could see that.
Okay. Fear of bills, fear of obligations, overthinking about money. So she's showing me that she has caused that for you. So when you heal those relationships, it will also help heal some of that physical stuff that you got going on in your back. She makes my throat close right up. I can get her to step back. Are there things that you want to ask her? She needs permission to forgive herself, you know.
She can forgive herself, but she can step back now.
Okay. Have you forgiven her?
I think a lot of it, when you get older, you realize what you did when you were younger was maybe not the correct thing to do. So,
but forgiveness has to go 4 ways, right? You have to give yourself permission to forgive yourself.
I have done that.
Okay. You give yourself permission to forgive the other person and vice versa. Give her permission to forgive herself and give her permission to forgive you.
And I hope she has.
Then it's healed all the way around.
And I hope she has forgiven me.
I keep feeling like I've got a cigarette hanging out of my mouth.
I could be many people from the past.
There's these 2 males. One feels like dad, one is not dad, right? And then I have this mom. But definitely there's this cigarette hanging out of my mouth. And it has a strong tobacco smell, not like a regular tobacco smell. This feels
American
strong.
cigarette?
It's strong smelling.
I could think of one person.
Like unfiltered almost, like homemade, that homemade cigarettes. It's what I keep seeing as homemade cigarettes. It's homemade. It's
My
not,
grandfather used to make his own cigarettes.
It's not filtered because he keeps showing me the old credit card things.
He had a cigarette making machine. I remember from when I was little.
Okay. And which
my dad's
father. Side, right? Because it's dad. Yeah. It's all dad's side. Okay.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, because he's got it kind of like working away and dangling out of his mouth at the same time. I feel like I have no control with your family, honestly.
I can understand that.
Okay.
I feel like that often.
Okay. Yeah, because normally I can be pretty firm with them and go just one at a time and keep it going. This is kind of like no control. They just keep popping in one after another. They just keep all coming back into you and talking about how you hold on to everything. You hold on to all your emotions. You hang on to everything. They just keep showing me. And what's interesting for me too is, so I'm kind of feeling lopsided. Like one's bigger than the other at the moment. Always a sign for me that somebody's that's giving, and never receive back. So there's this constant doing, running, and no breathing, no downtime, nothing in return for yourself. That's gotta stop.
Yeah.
Okay. This session, beyond the amount of people that are going to come in, it's how much physical stuff you carry that's based on emotional stuff from past experiences. And if you understand how to cut those energetic cords and connections, your physical body will start feeling better. Because you feel physically, energetically 25 years older than what you probably are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know how to go back to the past and correct what I wanted or should have done.
Right. Well, we can't live in the coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? No. But energetically, I can show you how to dump that garbage can of all the crap so that the universe sees the void for the good stuff to start coming in. Because it's each one just keeps coming in. They talk about one particular thing or an incident, and then they show me something physically going on for you. And how you're carrying an experience within your body. It's amazing to me.
I can really, for my mother and father, I can really understand that.
Did he wait like less than a year?
Yes.
Because he keeps apologizing, going, it was like only a year and it wasn't fair. It was like that. There was just this extremely short period of time.
End of June into July, so a year later.
So 1 year later he was remarried? Because he keeps saying it wasn't fair.
It wasn't.
And I don't, what he shows me is it's not really a love affair either between him and the second person. It was just convenience and being in having somebody around to help out.
I can understand that.
Because that wasn't fair either. What he keeps showing me and what you learned about relationships was unhealthy too. That their relationship wasn't quite what a partnership was supposed to be.
Am I able to ask my dad a question?
Sure.
I guess I want to know if he forgives me for not coming downstairs that day earlier.
His is the congestive stuff, right?
Yeah. Would it have made a difference?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's all I needed to know.
No. Okay. Nobody was with him though, right? Because he's saying he died alone, that nobody was with him. He's showing me that it was scary when he died, that it was scary, that I think that he was pretty resolved about passing over. It's not so much that he was that he was scared to die, but it's the sound. He keeps showing me it was the breathing and the fluidity sound, that it was the breath that was scary, and he didn't want anybody to see that. He chose when he left, and he chose for a reason, so that he would be alone and nobody was with him.
Was he happy the last 9 months?
Oh my gosh, he's a knee patter. He keeps patting your knee. Does that make sense? He's a knee patter. He keeps patting your knee going, it's okay, let it go. It's okay. Yes.
Okay.
His passing, you made a difference at the end.
Okay.
You made a difference in the end. Are there things that you want to ask your mom?
So much. I miss so much with her. Did she know I was at the hospital all those times I came to visit?
Yeah, because she's showing me that she could feel people talking. For me, it feels like whispers. She could feel these whispers, but she couldn't communicate back.
But she knew it was me and not someone else?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Did she suffer?
No, it feels like floating above herself. So what happens is they will pull them out where they can see what's happening, but they're not feeling it physically. So it feels like a floaty feeling. She's not showing me that. Very different from the stepmom. Your stepmom is feeling it where your mom didn't. Very different.
Because the last time I saw her, we were fighting.
Mm. Before she passed? Or before when you were in the hospital? She doesn't show me that you were fighting in the hospital.
No, we weren't fighting in the hospital, but the last time I saw her as she was, we had a fight. I regret that now every day.
Well, your mom sure doesn't come in hanging on to that, so you have to let that go. Okay. It's called energetic cord cutting. So you can ask and if you don't know what you believe in, you just use they. They, whoever they are that's watching out for me, please cut those negative cords and attachments between all times I hurt somebody else because I was hurt, for all guilt, anger, resentment, for expectations of what you thought your mom would be, what she turned out to be, what her future self was, and for yourself, what you thought you would be, what you turned out to be, and what your future self will be, in all directions of time, space, and dimension. And it starts lifting all this heaviness up.
I just felt cheated.
Well, for sure you would have felt cheated, especially when you had the stepmom that you did that came in too. I'm sure that you did. But so did she, right? Where does she want to go? You weren't there though. That part upsets her. So you weren't there when she passed.
No.
She keeps showing me pink and orange Gerber flowers. Does that make sense?
Those were my wedding flowers.
Okay, so she was there for this event with the pink and orange Gerber flowers as well. I keep just letting her talk, waiting to see if you have those questions that you want to toss out at her. So.
I just miss her every day.
Well, I think that she's around you every day.
I feel it sometimes.
Oh, totally. I think that she's doing a good job showing me all the things that she saw or that she sees every day. And you can ask kind of like what she's doing with you with the angel stuff. You can ask her, I want somebody to bring me something pink today, so that I know that you're around, or, I want to see rainbows, or somebody talk about rainbows, and then just let it go. Like you can't obsessively wait, like you can't sit and wait. You still have to go throughout your day. But if you set that intention, they hear it and they want to show you that they're okay and they want to connect. So you just make that intention and then you go about your day, and then they're able to do that. I don't think that connection ever died when she died. Just the physical connection did, but the emotional one's still there, strong. Thank you so much for allowing me to do that for you. Do you have questions that you want to ask her?
I should have made a list, but
It's all good.
I just miss her.
What I hope people will learn or grow from watching this show is that those connections are possible with our loved ones, that healing can happen for the people that are even crossed over. So for people that have unfinished business when they cross, that they can finish that on the other side. And I hope that they are able to learn the difference between somebody doing this work with integrity and authenticity and someone doing it based out of ego or just for money. That there is a big difference between people in this world of mediumship or intuitive or whatever the modality may be. If you're working from a place of heart-centeredness and authenticity and someone just wanting to take money. So I hope that people can see what the difference is between those two worlds. And I want people to learn that that connection is that easy. That if they learn to relax and breathe and have fun and balance, that intuitive guidance comes in such a subtle way that you really don't need me. So it sounds like I'm talking myself out of my job, but it would be a lovely world if I could do that.